Hey, Faithful, so welcome back to Faithful Friday. For the last case for this week, we are going to my home state of Texas. We are going to a lesser known city called Laredo. This case, despite how crazy it is, and considering the motive as to why our victims lost their lives, is not as well known. It happened back in 2011. If anybody was living near or in Laredo during 2011, you should definitely have heard about it because apparently it's pretty talked about over there, down there. If anybody knew any of the victims, especially, or even our killer, because they're all related to each other, definitely let me know. Definitely always give your thoughts down below. Sources in the description box as always. I'm gonna cut my rambling and let's go get started. So start off with Rachelle. So Rachelle Diane Harthorpe was born December 3rd, 1973 in Montana. She graduated from Anaconda High School in 1991. Doesn't specify when, but eventually she would get married to a man by the name of Dale R. Grimmer. So that's where the last name Grimmer. So publicly she's known as Rachelle Grimmer because obviously she took Dale's last name. So then of course Dale and Rachelle, I guess they got married before 1999 because in 1999 on February 5th they had Rami Marie Grimmer, and then 2 years later they had Timothy Donald Grimmer on May 20th, 2001. In 2005, she divorced Dale and took custody of their two kids. She would move from Montana to Ohio, and then apparently, I guess Dale apparently followed them because he wanted to see more contact with his kids, which understandably, and apparently he would occasionally visit. So then something interesting is that Dale's mother apparently had made reports to the state of Montana twice and Ohio once. Basically, she was scared that Rachelle might do something to Rami and Timothy. So then in 2010, Rachelle decides to pack up and takes Rami and Timothy. They move to Laredo, Texas, where our story takes place. They are staying in a tent on the beach. Police are, of course, called out of concern. I mostly imagine because they're also children. And an investigation, like they say an investigation was done, but pretty much it was dropped after saying that she had money and food. So the kids pretty much aren't any real danger, according to what the police are saying. So then, of course, eventually they move into a trailer, and the neighbors, I guess, eventually find out that she's a single mom, she's struggling, and they feel bad, so of course they help out with groceries and money. So April 2011, Rachelle files paperwork to open up a business called Shell Rami Tim, and I guess like Shell was like a nickname for her, because obviously Rami is her daughter, and Tim is short for Timothy, the son. Now exactly what she was planning on selling with said business is unknown. Apparently she did have a truck, so there was transportation, so she could technically get a job, and which is an advantage, a better advantage than some people have. She decides to sell the truck for like $400, and then so therefore because they don't have a mode of transportation, they also would have to walk long distances to get to where they need to go. She would basically stay outside of restaurants around closing time because they would have leftover food. Obviously, they wouldn't want that to go to waste, and so she knows this, so she's waiting outside, hoping to get that leftover food to possibly go to her and or her kids. And apparently, it at least worked a couple times as to why she kept doing it, because this was a repeated thing. Oh, and whenever they took a shower, they literally went outside and just hosed themselves down with the garden hose and just. So then in June of 2011, Rachelle calls Corpus Christi, which is also a city in Texas. She calls their police station to let them know that she's a victim of domestic violence, and that apparently no evidence is found. So pretty much that's the end of that. And then on July 2nd, the next month, she applies for food stamps, since apparently she's getting child support from Dale since he's the father of both these kids. She did not qualify to receive them within 24 hours, because I guess you qualify within 24 hours if you ain't getting child support, like if the dad's not helping out at all, but since Dale's helping out, you're not really a priority to be getting them right away, essentially. Anyway, so she basically was supposed to meet with a caseworker, because that's who basically was looking over her file to make sure that she was eligible for food stamps, because obviously everybody that files for food stamps ain't eligible. And then apparently they tried to get in contact with her like twice, but she didn't answer. So then apparently like a new appointment was made for July 22nd. So then of course on that day, basically the caseworker tells Rachelle, look, this is what you need. This is the documents that we need. We need something to verify how, obviously you're getting child support. We need to verify how much you get in child support. And I guess that affects how much you get in food stamps. That's why we didn't know that. So she sends some of the documents over, and none of the documents that she did send over verified how much she was getting in child support. So I don't know if she was getting like cash as to why she was not able to verify that, but it wasn't able to be verified. So she gets a letter August 8th basically saying, look, you've been denied, and simply because of that, we couldn't verify how much you're getting in child support. Apparently, she was also denied like emergency expenses, but she claimed that her child support income, which this is what confuses me, she claimed that her child support income was more than her expenses. Which I feel like if the expenses were more than the child support, I feel like that's different. But apparently the sources are saying that technically she could live off the child support. So then in mid-November, even though her case closed back in August, she would say that she disagreed with this. On December 1st, apparently Rachelle was called, I guess to give her like another chance to see like you got the information that we need. Doesn't know why we called, but apparently they called, I guess, to get in contact with her. She did not answer. On December 5th, 2011, so like literally 4 days later, around like 5 p.m., so it said they were about to like literally close, like, you know, like most businesses do around 5 p.m. She, Rami, and Tim, they basically go into the office where you basically apply for like food stamps and shit. Well, the kids were said to have been barefoot. So obviously, basically she asked to speak to a new caseworker because obviously I'm over getting rejected for these benefits that I need because these kids. So I need to go speak to somebody new. So then apparently this guy named Robert comes in. Apparently he's a supervisor. He gets her to go to a separate room. She then proceeds to pull out a gun. 2 employees apparently able to escape. Somehow somebody called the police and then eventually the SWAT team because the SWAT team shows up. 30 people apparently able to get out, so that's good. And then apparently Rami would update her Facebook saying might die today at 7:30 p.m. So then Robert, the one who Rachelle pretty much had locked in the room, he's I guess she lets him out because he apparently is released at 7:45. So then Rami has 2 more Facebook updates. At 10:34 she says I'm bored, and then at 10:52 she pretty much says ah. Now obviously we can't ask the context of what that last one was, unfortunately, and you're about to see pretty soon why. And then apparently at 11:28, she would write tear gas seriously. So basically saying, like, are y'all seriously using, like, tear gas? Which I would assume that's what the context of that post was. And then it later said that no tear gas was used by the police. So I guess maybe they had announced to threaten to use tear gas. Which they will, like, threaten to use tear gas before they actually use it. And I assume she heard it as to why she posted that. So then Robert from the outside, because remember, like I said, he's been released. He grants her, like, $3,050 in food stamp benefits. Police apparently even slid paper under the door to show her that it was real because I guess she wanted proof. And then at 11:50 p.m., because apparently she was on the phone with them trying to like negotiate a situation because this is a hostage situation we're talking about here, she hangs up. And apparently she hangs up like repeatedly during this whole hostage situation. And then of course after she hangs up that last time, she then proceeds to shoot both her kids in the head and then she commits suicide. So then of course police rush in after hearing the shots. Obviously, Rachelle pretty much died at the scene pretty much right away. Both kids obviously rushed to the hospital because they're still alive, see if we can try to save them since we can't save her. Rami would sadly die on the 7th, and then Timothy was put off life support on the 8th. And then both kids had their organs donated to those who need organs. And then apparently Rami was cremated and her ashes were given to Dale. Now exactly what happened to Timothy, it didn't say. But for Rami to be cremated and not Timothy, I definitely thought that was interesting. And so yeah, that's pretty much a murder that, a double murder suicide that happened over food stamps. Definitely know what you think of this case. Definitely know if you have heard of this case. Let me know if you have any more cases out of Texas. Especially these smaller cities, like not just Dallas, Austin, Houston, all the time. Like I definitely like to see smaller, lesser known cities. If anybody knows anybody involved in the case, always let me know down below. Our sources down below as always. Of course, that's it for this week. I cover fatal females 3 times every week. Subscribe for more fatal females. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored?